these indictments are once again stunning investigative work by the team that lays out in meticulous detail the work that Russian intelligence officers did to commit criminal acts inside the United States to distort one of our campaigns. And it lays out in particular that they didn't just break into the campaigns, that before doing it, they had carefully set up a site called DC Leaks so they could release the information in order to affect the way people thought about the campaign. Also new in the indictment is the specific detail in one of the paragraphs of the indictment that on July 27th, 2016, that the conspirators launched for the first time attacks at a domain hosted by a third-party provider and targeted 76 email addresses. Why is that significant? That's laid out in the indictment. That's the same day that the then candidate Trump called for Russia to take action. He said, Russia, if you're listening, I hope you'll be able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing. I think you'll be rewarded mightily by our press. And this indictment lays out that they responded.
John, let me ask you on the timing issue, though. Here it is, Friday, and the president meets with Putin on Monday. How does that affect that meeting, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it should be. I hope it's high noon in Helsinki. This is a face-off between the leader of the free world and Putin's Russia, who's been determined to undermine democracy. And so he needs to be confronted if the meeting proceeds with the fact that not only did he interfere in our election, but that Russia's been routinely, whether it's the release of a massive ransomware that caused $300 million worth of damage to FedEx alone, or to the companies that we talk to every day that are being attacked by Russian criminals who right now, if you look at the most wanted list for cyber criminals, it's a who's who of Russians that are residing comfortably under the protection of Putin. So I hope that our president stands up and calls out this behavior and says it's unacceptable.
In the meantime, is there any indication, John, that we have taken any further safeguards against interference and meddling in our elections?
That's a great question. I don't think we've done enough. There have been some actions taken by states. Amazingly, there's still 5 states that are using entirely digital ballot systems, including the state of Georgia, and do not have paper ballot systems. And another new fact in this indictment was the Russian targeting of state and local elections and the theft of over 500,000 voter records.
Wow.
John, you know, interesting in this indictment is a little bit about Bitcoin, that those indicted mined Bitcoin in order to fund their activities and actually laundered money using Bitcoin. The DOJ just recently set up a task force into Bitcoin. Do you think this gives them further power or further impetus to actually try and put in more regulations surrounding the cryptocurrency and its use in places like the dark web?
Yeah, it's a fascinating and growing area that needs more dedicated resources, and hopefully this task force is a sign that they're coming from investigators and law enforcement. One thing we're seeing all the time in my practice right now is companies that suffer hacks by the most sophisticated-looking nation-state actors, and you know what they do once they hack into the company is all they're doing is using the fact that they have access to those servers to Bitcoin mine. It's something that's laid out a little bit in this indictment. So they just use the free server power to Bitcoin mine because that's such a valuable way of getting currency that then you can use for all other sorts of criminal purposes.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.